Okay, this is Unprecedented Crisis. Last time we basically just got started and picked up Rydia. So now we just got Solo Cecil here, carrying her unconscious body to the town. Blast. Well, that's annoying. Is he supposed to do that? Don't remember that guy ever doing that. Oh good, it missed. Good grief. I'm gonna lose to this Stampede. Yep. That's it. Wow. Well, that was unexpected. We're gonna mulligan that and say that that didn't happen. Alright, this I can handle. Dark Wave! I remember the first time playing Final Fantasy IV, the original game, and well, I mean I call it the original game, but what I'm talking about is the you know, the North American localization Final Fantasy II, and when I got to Mount Ordeals and you know, did the Paladin thing and fought myself in the mirror, and you know, he does this, he does the Dark Wave, right? And up until that point, right, when you were Dark Knight Cecil, you never had an attack like that. All you had was fight and item. I mean, where's this coming from? Like, you suddenly whooshing, and then out comes these like orbs or whatever, and he like does all this damage and all this cool attack, and I was like, oh, how come I couldn't do that? But it makes a lot more sense in the, you know, when I found out about the Japanese version and how he actually had that attack and how it actually damages him to use it, then it makes sense that, of course, if you just, you know, defend, that he'll kill himself, right? If you kill off all three of the regular soldiers, the officer will flee. But I want the experience from the officer. It's not a lot of experience, but for this point in the game, it's a nice chunk. The fact that he's in the back row makes it kind of annoying. I don't want to waste a potion because I'll just get healed to full after this fight, so... His commander died, so he suicided. Apparently that was a thing in ancient Japan or something. Summoner Rydia joined. Let's go! Actually, one thing I never explored last time was the equip menu. So, you'll notice in the original game, Dark Knight Cecil just had all shadow equipment here. But in this, I made that stuff sort of higher end equipment, like you get it later, and it's better. And instead, he just starts with basic stuff, like, you know, wooden shield and iron helmet and stuff. But on that note, he can actually use basic stuff now. Like, before, he couldn't. He could only equip Dark Knight stuff, and that was it. He couldn't equip any generic equipment whatsoever. But in this he can use like normal swords and stuff. He just can't Dark Wave with them and stuff. She's just got junk. But you know, she's a kid. She's not really equipped for combat. At least not yet. She will be. Magic, Smun, Imp. Starts with Imp instead of Chocobo. Learns Chocobo later. Imp is a little bit stronger though, at least. It's not, you know, just 1 damage all the time. It's actually a decent attack. And she can throw a rock out of her rod or whatever. Let's get rid of the cap and sure. Cloth, huh? Yeah. Leather. Bird. Pretty sure that defends against mute. Not that a whole lot of things mute at this stage of the game, but whatever. Doesn't hurt. Certainly beats, you know, cloth. What else you got? Oh yeah! So another thing that you might notice is the rings. So in the original game, those went on the arms, and so she could either use a glove or a ring. But in mine, it goes in the left hand. My main motivation for splitting those up like that is I wanted mages and other like non-physical type, non-shield users, basically. I wanted people who can't use a shield to have something they can use in their left hand. And that way, like, things like two-handed weapons matter. So like Edward's harps, for example. So he could use he could use a knife and a ring, or he could use a harp. But if he uses the harp, he won't be able to use the ring as well. So it's a more interesting choice. Because the harp is, you know, it'll be long range and stuff, and good statuses and things like that. But it won't have the stat ups of the knife ring combo. Oh, that's the other thing. Knives in this increase your speed. Do you have staff? Staff. Okay. I want you to have a rod. So, here it is. Don't need any of that. Don't need that. Okay. Give me a rod. And yeah, that should be fine. And Yeah, you can put on broadsword. Broadsword. Yeah, so it does a bit more damage. However, he won't be able to use Darkwave, but he will be able to damage undeads, which is an interesting thing compared to the original. Rosa! Cecil, don't leave me, Cecil. Well, too bad, I'm gonna leave you. You Sand Ruby, but it's in the lair of Antlion. So that's where we're gonna go. You have to do this little sequence in order to get Tella to talk to you. It's kind of annoying. Oh yeah, so you might think that that's a training room, but as a matter of fact it's not. This is one of these, which are everywhere, and I'll show off later what that's for. Well, they're everywhere on the upper world, we'll say. Save. Yeah. Perfect. Rod. Oh, that's right, I changed the effect to look like needles. Pretty gains a couple levels. Oh yeah, so I gave her a little more MP in this version of the hack. In earlier versions, like I noticed, I saw people playing it and they would use help and it wouldn't be able to summon anything, so she didn't have enough max MP even to summon anything. So I gave her a little bit of a boost, so even at the first level she will be able to get something. It'll be all of her MP, but she'll be able to get something off of help. Yeah, if it randomly picks, like how it works is first it randomly picks a summon. There's like 8 different ones that it picks from among, and then it checks. Okay, do you have enough MP to cast this summon that I picked? And if you don't, it'll just fail, and you wasted your turn. If you do, it'll subtract the MP and use the summon. That thing. God punch. In Final Fantasy, well, Final Fantasy 2, in quotation marks. I can't really do air quotes over the mic, but in Final Fantasy 2, the summons just said the name of the summon on the top there, like where it says God Punch, instead of the name of the attack, like it does in the later games. But it has the capability to have a different name there. It just didn't take advantage of it in the translation for some reason. Not actually sure offhand if the Japanese had different names there or not. I think it did, but not 100%. That's nice. Lit Bolt would probably be better in here, but I'll take what I can get. Yeah. Here's Tella. Yeah, she is quite gifted. Oh yeah, so now let's take a look at Tella. So he, well, first thing you probably notice is his MP. half of what it already was. 45 instead of 90, but he gets quite a bit more stuff here. So, first of all, he gets the 2s off the bat, which is pretty nice. Can't go wrong with Poison, Blind, although it's kind of redundant with Cecil's Blind Mute. Sleep is nice, Berserk. Really good on Cecil in the Octomammoth fight. I guess that Octopus, he's weak to dark to begin with, which is why Tella's so excited to see a Dark Knight. And then you just Berserk him and it's just nuts. And I gave him Drain instead of Osmose to make it so it's not quite so cheap with the MP thing. Also, I don't think Osmose exists anymore. I cut it for make room for some other things. There's all sorts of new spells and stuff in this, like Demi is a new spell I made. There's also things like Galaxy Stomp and stuff. And actually, Blind is a new spell, I think. I don't think there was actually a Blind, like Black Magic spell that just added Blind. So, looking at Rydia's status here, I don't feel confident enough to go forward, so I'm just gonna run back to town for the end. Should I give her a cure just to be safe? Oh yeah, he has cure 1. That's something. In the original, he had cure 2. No cure 1. No cure 3 or 4, just cure 2. Let's see into these guys. Well, now she has a Chocobo. Actually, I'm just gonna move Cecil up closer to everybody else. Make a nice little cluster of people here. Yeah, you know what? Actually, with Tella's cures, I can probably press on. Fight. Actually, wait. Chocobo that thing first. If that egg-looking thing takes magic damage and survives, it will fill itself up until full. So that's why I don't want to just split bolt on these guys. I'm not confident that a 4-way split bolt will actually kill it. Tella's one of the few people who can actually cast cure spells. There's a distinct lack of that in this hack. Tella, Torum, and Paladin Cecil are the only ones that have cure spells. So, as you might imagine, potions are a lot more of a thing. Like I find in the original game, you can get through most of the game without having to use much in the way of potions. You know, maybe an elixir here and there near the end or something, but like, or maybe some ethers when you have that team of like Yang, Cid, Tella, but ooh. But as far as like healing potions go, like the health potions, the original game kind of lacked a need for that. Oh, you're almost naked. Okay, naked old man. some clothes on you. Some clothes. You can have Ridio's old junk. Okay, well, you're fine for now. 2 MP. So she's just on rod duty, I guess. Alright, that's fine. Nice, decent stuff. Money. So satisfying being able to attack those with Cecil. Boom. Okay, I'm still gonna go forward. Still gonna press on. Ridio's just gonna suck for a little bit, but that's fine. She'll make up for it after we tent. And then a little cutscene. Don't even really need the 2s at this stage of the game. But, when you get him back, he needs to be able to do something. Do this optimally, but whatever. Okay. Full heal. Use my last 2 MP on an imp. Goblin punch! Seven, 3, 5. That's oh. Down the hatch, little girl. Oh yeah, so I put sort and the trash can at the top where they belong. Instead of having to like scroll way down. Or have to move them manually, which I always did. After a while, I was just like, every time I started a new game, I would be like, first thing, move, sort, and trash can up to the top. Well, sort at the very least. Trash can probably could have stayed where it was, but, you know, for symmetry, put it up there too. Yeah, this game gives you enough ethers anyway that Osmose is not really necessary. Oh yeah. Wooden rod! Wooden rod! Actually, does this thing heal up from the rod attack? Yes, okay. So, that's a no-go then. Let's just fight all the way. Never mind. It's gonna jip us with our experience. Another ice ball. Awesome. Come to think of it, I probably could have used that. Oh! I can use it right now. The damage it deals is relative to your current HP, I think. So, tell her to use that. It's modified by monster weaknesses and stuff. So that way it sort of scales up as you progress in the game. Let's take risks here. Yeah, like, because if it just did a fixed sort of base amount, then it would be hard to make it so that it wasn't, you know, like really, really good when you first get it, and then like unusable later on. So this is mostly the same, except in the original, Tella had some kind of comment about how Rydia would probably be able to use other kinds of magic besides summoning monsters. I cut that because that's no longer true. And Tella, unlike Ben Kenobi, is not a liar. So I didn't want to have him go misleading people into thinking Rydia's going to learn more magic when she's not. Save. Alright. Onwards. Ah, sweet, sweet ice rod. Equip on little girl. Yes. Awesome. Attack that. You are going to imp the other one. And actually, I think this is a spot where Bolt 2 is warranted. So I think I can wipe all these guys out in one shot with a 6-way split Bolt 2. Goes. Booyah! Baseball. Got enough of them. Oh yeah, that's the ice rod. Still okay. Oh, this is gonna be complete overkill. Yep. You already have that? I feel like I bought that for you. Yeah. Okay. So telekeys and... I'm just gonna cast ice. Hey, I have an ice rod. I'll just use that. Tola's just clearing everything out, left, right, and center. Okay, those guys in the back might be annoying. I don't think they react to the summons, though. Chuck about a hit. See what happens. That was very puny damage. Bolt 2 seems a little excessive. I think even a 6-way Bolt 1 will probably still kill the Sahagins. Nope. Oh boy. Well, this will kill them eventually regardless. Yeah. Alright, Cecil, this is all on you. Ah, never mind. Okay, good stuff. Shiva! That should make things a little easier. Later. Once she has MP again. Well, all these ethers, I mean... we're so close to the door, though. I'm not gonna waste the ether on that. So pick up this sword now and leave. Oh, these guys. I think Tella has MP. They're weak to fire, so nope. I'm wrong. Okay, so wooden rod, poison. They'll die eventually. One down. Two. There we go. Aha! Darkness. Nice. Sweet, sweet tent. Alright. All refreshed and ready to go. Well, let's go. Down the waterfall! Sploosh! She would be a little bit overkill. Just gonna wait for Tella to do his fire thing. That's an interesting combination of monsters. You can see that all the time. Let's ice rod the alligator. You can single bulk that thing. Right. Blinded. Oh yeah, the darkness sword can blind things. That's cool. Oh yeah. So using regular magic is not the way on these things, so I'm just gonna summon it. Mithril glove, Mithril helmet, grip on Cecil. In the original game, those were like darkness equipment. But I figured since Cecil can use normal stuff now, I can make it more normal stuff. So we're just finding Dark Knight gear everywhere. Nice. I'm not going to put the broadsword down again, I'll just wait for Tella to do his thing. Maybe I will put the broadsword on. Start swinging. 3, 5. There we go. And the rest of them is throw gear. Here goes Cecil, enjoy. Oh yeah, let's put your Darkness Sword back on. You're gonna need that. Poor Octomammoth. He's not gonna know what hit it. Okay, now before I fight that, the only relevant question is, do you have enough for Berserk? Cost 15 and you have 15. So, technically the answer is yes. However, that will be your only spell for the fight. And while that's probably enough, I don't feel too bad using Aether. He's coming! Octomammoth! Yeah, in the original game it just said Octomam, like it cut off because of the character limit in the monster's name box there in battle. They did that a lot, like Leviathan was Leviathan and stuff, like even in the dialogue. I can understand them shortening it for the battle, but like, come on. Right, fight! Yeah, that's 300 damage, and that's before Berserk. No, that's just gonna do very much. I could recall, or recall. Help! It used to be recall until I turned it into help. I could help and hope for Rama. It seems unlikely. Let's see how Chocobo does. Yeah, so in mine, when they get a long name like that, I just put ellipses as the last character, so you know it's shortened. So like from the dialogue, you know, it's supposed to be Octomammoth, and then it's something that you can't fit in the box, so. Yes! There's also stuff like this I can like haste Cecil. Had insult to injury here. Choco kick. Yeah. Nice. There we go. That haste is mattering now. Oh yeah. Help, why not? Don't ask me how to pronounce that city that starts with a D. I would just call it Damkin? I don't know if that's right or not, or if there is a right way. But that's what I always called it. Alright, let's go. There's a little place over to the side here. In the original game, he flashes and vanishes after he says his little piece, and then you go downstairs and there's more items. But in mine, he sticks around because you come back here later, and I don't want you to be able to access the part that you're supposed to happen later. Now, yeah. Anna! Oh no! Oh, here it comes. Everybody's favorite line. There it is. Blah blah blah. Anna. Yep. Bye-bye, Tella. He's gonna go try to take on Golbez himself. We'll see how that works out for him. In the meantime, we're gonna pick up this Spoony Bard. Although, I made him a little bit less spoony. So, he's, well, I mean, plot-wise, he's still pretty spoony. But, like, in battle, he, a little bit more useful, I would say. So, for one thing, the songs are selectable, like in the same way that it's just like a magic menu. Like you hit sing, and instead of picking something randomly, it opens up a sub menu. You pick what song you want, and it will do its effect. So the songs don't cost any MP, but to balance them out, instead they just have long casting times. Well, long relative to a spell. So the early game ones all have fairly short casting times, but the later game ones you can be waiting around for a while for it to take effect. And what did I start you with? The usual stuff. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, you can keep all that. Yeah, you can't go into the menu and use it in the menu, but in battle he can sing. He has salve or heal or split or medicine or whatever you want to call it. I called it split. Actually, I'm gonna go back and heal up. Anyway, yeah, I call it split. So basically, it consumes a regular potion still, like a first level potion, but it splits the effect of a second level potion, the high potion. So you're getting more bang for your buck. And it, so I mean, in a 3-person party like this, it's almost like using a full potion on each guy for the cost of 1 potion, which is pretty good. And Edward's turn, of course. And he's going to be our healer now for a while. Because Rydia has no healing magic anymore. And Tella's gone. And Rosa doesn't have it. So Split is going to be our main source of healing. It's going to be interesting. Anyway, save there and call that a segment, and we'll see you next time.